Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Allgoods. These November 10th letters carry two kinds of strain, one emotional and one physical, but both rooted in love and anticipation. My dad's handwriting in this letter tells me a lot. It looks less steady than usual, as if he were tired, upset, or possibly drinking. And when you read what he writes, you understand why. He'd just learned that one of his firemen, a man he trusted, had been caught using heroin. That would have hit him hard. My dad had a deep moral compass and a strong sense of right and wrong. Drugs, dishonesty, or anything that broke trust, those were lines he couldn't tolerate. And you can feel how much this news weighed on him, even if he doesn't say it directly. Meanwhile, my mom was sore for totally different reasons. She'd spent the day sewing a pantsuit, babysitting, painting the baby's high chair, and trying to do it all. She even jokes that sewing isn't her thing, as well as cooking, she says, which makes me laugh because she wasn't exactly a great cook either. Still, her letter is full of energy and life. You can almost feel her placing herself in next week, picturing him home, already planning their first night back together. But let's start with my dad's letter. November 10th, 1971. My dearest darling, boy, I love you. I love and love and love so much. You are my sweet precious. I love you with all of my heart. The two of you. I got a feeling I may like you better pregnant. How about that? What will we do? You can't stay pregnant all of the time. Ha! You are so precious. My wife does good. The motel for the folks will be great. It is close, and they can relax there and be with us when we want and they want. Okay, baby? I love you so. I can't wait for us to have open leave. I have been looking at that ticket again. Somehow the day seems to stand at a standstill. I just can't wait to get on that plane to come home to my love. You are my precious little chickadee. I was off all day today. Didn't do too much. I had to go to the personnel people to try to get some TDY firemen sent to us. I can't remember if I told you yesterday or not, but one of our firemen was caught as a heroin user. He was shipped off to Cameron Bay, and then they will take him on to the States, I guess. Another fireman had to leave on emergency leave, so we now only have 3 firemen. We need 5. So, how about that? A heroin user working for your hubby. I never knew it. They caught him with a piss test, and then he admitted use. Well, we had fixed rice for supper and then played cards for a while. I am now writing, talking to my love. Baby, you are my life. I am yours forever. I will be with you soon. Our love is so strong. Sleep warm, love me, and be my pretty little wife. I will be home to you soon. Love, Dick. This letter shows a side of my dad that's rare in these exchanges. You can sense how much he's holding in. He doesn't dwell on the heroin discovery, but the fact that he mentions it at all says a lot. It broke something in him that day, his trust, his belief in the men that he served with. And then there's my mom on the same day, full of energy, laughter, and aching anticipation. She's physically hurting, but her words are bursting with life and with the certainty that he'll be home in just a week. Here's the letter that my mom wrote to my dad, exactly as she wrote it, 10 November, Wednesday. My chickie, I'd give my right tit to have my one and only love, you, right now. Actually, my wish is purely selfish. I need a back rub and some loving in the worst kind of way. You really have a dumbass for a wife. Yes, I overdid my doings today. It was an accident. I feel so good and had so much energy. I just didn't stop myself in time. Don't worry. Nothing serious. Just my ass bone again. Well, I was up early, and I had coffee with Eliza. I found out today I've been spelling her name wrong. She got the pattern out for the pantsuit she's going to teach me on. She explained a lot to me. David came home for lunch. Then I came down. The apartment was a mess, so I cleaned it. After Paul and David went back to work, Eliza and Becca wanted to go to Fort Sam to shop at the BX. I didn't want to be tempted in spending any money, so I stayed home and sat with baby PJ. Well, he was so good and slept most of the time that while they were gone, I got my motivation on the floor, and I went by the directions, and I pinned and cut out my slack set. It took me about 2 hours. It would have taken Eliza about 30 minutes. This is when I think I pulled my muscle. They came back. Eliza was pleased with my cutting out doings. Ha! We went up to her apartment, and I began my sewing lessons. Well, she laughed. I'm really not cut out for sewing as well as cooking. I did okay. We're up to putting the velour on now. She had to do the zipper and pockets, but I helped. David came home, and while we were sewing and laughing, he was his ass off. He was just trying to watch me get my seam straight. It doesn't move fast enough for me. You have to finish it before you can really even see your product, and that's too slow. I am going to finish it. Maybe someday it will come in handy, especially if we have a little girl. Well, David made me a couple of shooters, and then I did much better. I'd have to join AAA to be a seamstress. Well, I came home and made myself a steak and a salad. Both Eliza and Melinda invited me to dinner, but they were having fattening dinners, and my willpower was strong. I have to go to the doctor on Monday, and I'm going to try and have no weight gain. I've really done good. Any weight will damn sure be baby. Well, TV was lousy tonight, so after dinner, I decided to work on the high chair. I put another coat of paint on it. Baby, it's so cute. I can hardly wait for you to see it. All I have to do now is put the antique base on. I should have it finished completely by this Sunday. I want to try and finish my pantsuit first. Eliza's mom and dad are coming over this weekend, and if we can finish the outfit, then I can work on the last finishing touches on the chair. Anyway, with my activities of the day, I know why my tail hurts. It'll be fine in the morning. I just would like some TLC for my hubby. I mean, other than long distance. I didn't get a letter again today. Maybe tomorrow. I hate it when the mail fucks up. My day always seems empty when I don't have a letter from my love. I know it isn't you. Just the goddamn postal service. Chickie, I be loving you. Tell me, are you pleased with all of your wife's projects? I hope you are. I aim to please my darling, and our little one to be. Sweet precious, just think, tomorrow when we wake up, we can say to ourselves, next Thursday, one wake up and we will be in each other's arms before going to CP again. Even if you come in around 5, I'm not going to be excited to go to CP. I'll wait up because you'll be tired when you get in. We can take a shower, make love, and CP together as long as we like. Well, we can wake up at intervals. Does that meet with your approval? Ha! Darling, I'm going to close now. I'm very tired, and I'm sure you understand. I'm going to CP so I can get up early and work on my sewing some more. Another big day. Meanwhile, I love you so very much. You are my life, and with all of my heart and soul, forever and always, Sarah. Geez, it's just these letters. It's really starting to add up. And you can feel how close they are to the end of this long separation. 7 days from this moment until he's home. My dad is carrying the weight of leadership and disappointment, and my mom is carrying their baby and trying to keep herself busy, painting, sewing, imagining the moment he walks through that door. These 2 letters couldn't be more different in tone, but they're bound by the same undercurrent of love and endurance. They're both tired, they're both holding on, and they're both counting the days until everything finally feels right again when they're in each other's arms. Thank you again for walking through this path with me and this journey with me. If you would like to support the Allgoods Vietnam through the eyes of love, it would really mean the world to me if you could share it with a friend and follow and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Please share it with somebody who you think could use it or might just want to hear a little bit of a love story. I'll be back tomorrow on Veterans Day with the next letters from November 11th. Until then, thanks again, friends.